Hello and a warm welcome to our YouTube channel. Today's video is how to decide between the new Medela Pump and Style Max Flow or the new Medela Freestyle Flex. Two quite different pumps, both from a very reputable brand in breastfeeding and pumping. But how do you know whether you want to invest that little bit more money or that little bit less money? So stay tuned. I'm going to tell you all you need to know about both of these pumps right now. Hello there, my name is Maria and I am the owner and founder of the New Mummy Company here in Oakville, Ontario. And our YouTube channel is dedicated to you as new parents. So today I'm very pleased to be sharing some knowledge that we have gained over the last couple of months with these new pumps. They've both been quite popular. And now that we've had a little bit of time to get to know them and get familiar with them, I wanted to share some extra information with you, because if you're pregnant and you're looking at purchasing a pump, then you might need a little bit more information, a little bit more of the specifics on how to decide which pump is for you. Okay, so first things first, one of the most important things I think when anyone is looking at a pump is what is the cost. So we're going to get the cost right out of the way, and that way then we can work on who does what, what's the differences and what are the similarities, bearing in mind that we already know the cost. Now we're in Canada, so obviously the cost is going to be that little bit higher if you're in the US or if you're elsewhere in the world. So please do check your local retailers. We are retailing both of these pumps that you will see here today. Full disclosure, we do sell both of them. But the purpose of this video is to give you the information that you may not find elsewhere. So first and foremost, we're going to start off with the Freestyle Flex, and that retails for $500. So the official price that you will find it for in most retailers is $499.99. You can and you will find it on sale. Obviously, Black Friday has recently happened. You're probably going to have some New Year sales. And there are bigger retailers who can afford to sell it for a lesser amount. So if you find it for less than that, then you are getting a good deal on it. So the Freestyle Flex, $499.99. Obviously, taxes are extra. And then the Pump and Style Max Flow, which is the newest pump that Medela have brought out, this retails for $375. So about $125 cheaper. So a significant amount cheaper. And looking at both of them, you think, well, what are the differences? So that's what we're going to get into. The next thing that I think most people are going to be concerned about is the noise, either because you're going to be using it at work or using it in an environment where there are other people around. So you're looking for a pump that can be a little bit more discreet, or you're just very sensitive to noise, or you're wondering when will you be able to fit in your pumping sessions if it's going to wake your baby, if your baby's napping with you. So the noise test is what we're going to do first. So the Pump and Style is plugged in here. This is an electric supply pump, so it is plugged in, just in case you're wondering. So I'm going to turn it on. It's just a very simple press of the button to turn it on. And then as you can see here, there are 4 buttons. They're all in the shape of a milk drop, which is kind of cute. But if you can hear that noise, it's a little bit on the noisy side, and that's before we turn it up. So I am going to turn it up just so that you can hear it. I do want to be completely honest and transparent. Now, the noise is extra because it is not plugged in to a body. So to help you with that, I have taken I'll turn off the noise. I have removed one of the connectors just so that we can do this where we can actually give it a true test. So I have a boob, as we call them. It is otherwise known as a stress ball. But if I put this in and I turn on the pump, and I've made it as a single pump, and the reason for this is because I don't just want it sucking on air, because that is going to increase the noise. So if I have a boob in for mimicking suction, and if I turn it on again, you will notice a decrease in the noise, but there still is noise. So that is the noise. Now, I was a little concerned before I did this video as to whether or not there was something wrong with the pump. So I did check with our sales rep. She assured me that it wasn't as a result of a problem with the pump, that it was actually just the design of the pump and the fact that I didn't have it plugged in. So she suggested that we put a boob in there and take it down to a single so that it is not just suctioning air. It did improve the noise, as you can see, but I have to be honest, I feel like it's quite noisy. So to me, that is a little bit of a negative because it's not comparative in my mind to the old pump and style pump, which I have to say we loved and we sold tons of. It was your basic entry-level pump, which for all intents and purposes, this is the basic entry-level double pump. It just happens to cost $375. But the old sound was the kind of sound that was a little bit more almost like white noise. You could get over the sound and it would eventually just become something that you just subconsciously were aware of, but it didn't bother you. I don't know if it's because part of the marketing materials will tell you that this is the max flow with vibrations. So I don't know if it's the vibrations that you're hearing in addition to the sound. So from a sound perspective, I do think it's quite noisy, but again, I'm letting you hear it so you can make that decision for yourself. I'm going to turn it on again and I'm going to turn it over to the expression mode rather than the initiation phase that it starts in, because again, both of these pumps are the two-phase technology, which is wonderful for increasing and stimulating when you're trying to pump, because you can mimic that baby's initial feeding pattern, which is the at the very beginning, which is lots of rapid sucking. But then it changes over to the deep rhythmic sucking. So I'm going to turn it on. And I'm just going to let it run for 1-2 seconds, and then I'm going to press the let down button. And as you can see, it does get quieter, but I am going to turn it up again. So I hope you can hear that quite clearly, and that will help you to understand the sound of the pump, because once you take any pump home and you open it and the seal has been broken on the box, there is a seal on the box, it cannot be returned. So I just want you to make sure that you're aware of that. So turning it off so that we've done the sound, and then moving over to the Freestyle Flex. And so I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to remove the connector, the tubing connector at the back. I'm going to turn it into a single pump, and you can do that just by inserting the tube from the back into this hole right here, which means that I now have a fully functioning single pump. The power supply on this pump is right here, so I just press the button. And then on the screen, you will see there is the play sign, which is the on button. And as you can see, it is fully charged in its battery and it's on 0 because it hasn't started. So I'm going to press the play button and it's going to start. Again, this is starting in the initiation phase, and I'm going to turn it up. And so it's gone up to quite a high level, and that is the noise. And then as I press this button here, it takes it over to the expression phase, and this is the noise that we have. So it's a little bit quieter than the old Freestyle, but it still is a little noisier than I was expecting. But I guess we can't have it every way, right? So this is the Freestyle Flex with the level up to level 9. And it's pretty unusual for you to get to level 9. So between the two, the Max Flow Pump and Style and the Freestyle Flex is definitely the quieter of the two. So if I press the button down here, the on button, this actually allows it to pause, which is a really handy button because being able to pause it rather than stop means you keep your timer and that you can reposition the pump, you can stop to get yourself repositioned in the chair, you can tend to your baby really quickly, and then you can start back up the pumping session. So this is the play pause button, so you can press it on and off as much as you need to, which is a new feature, which is actually a really handy one, I think. So I'm just going to turn it off for a moment, and I'm going to put my boobs over to the side for now. I'm going to talk very quickly about the comparisons between the two. So what do they have in common? Well, they're both new pumps for 2020 from Medela. And when it comes to purchasing, we've already covered the purchase price. So we're looking at $499.99 and $375 in Canadian. From a recommended retail pricing, you may find it cheaper. Both of them will come with a bag. So this is the Freestyle Flex bag. A little bit more of a higher end appeal to this bag, kind of in the Lululemon vibe, I think. And this is the bag that comes. So what will come in the bag is the power supply. The Freestyle Flex is a portable pump, and so the benefit to you is that once it's been charged and you see the battery level on the front, you are free to go walk around with this. So this is the charger, so very similar to what you would probably use for your phone, and this is the cable. So that comes in there. It comes with two different sizes of the Flexi Fit breast shields. And so these are the new breast shields that Medela brought out a good couple of months ago now. And they've been very popular because of the fact that it has the soft silicone down at the front, which is the part that touches the upper area of your breast. It's better for suction, but you'll also see that in terms of the shape, it also is a much more cylindrical shape. So in terms of getting a good fit on your breast, depending on whether you're a larger or smaller chested, just turning the pump around, turning the flex shield around can help you to get a much better seal, so therefore much better suction, and in turn a better yield when you're pumping. So each pump will come with a 21 and a 24 because those are now the two most common sizes, because these shields actually accommodate more in terms of sizes. So instead of the 24 and the 27 being the most common sizes, we're now 21 and 24 in the flex shields as the most common sizes. So the chances are you don't need to buy an extra or a different size when you get your pump. But if you're finding that when you get your pump and it is not feeling correct, or if there's some tugging, or if you're noticing too much of your nipple and your areola being drawn in even to the 21 millimeter, then I would definitely suggest changing the size of the breast shields. Unfortunately, if the 21 is still too big for you, there isn't a size smaller that you can get from Medela, which is something that I think maybe will need to be addressed at some point. But for now, just know that the 21 and the 24 millimeter flex shields come in both of these pumps. They also come with the freezer pack. And so for when you're pumping on the go, it's very handy to be able to have the bottles with you and pump, and then take your freezer pack from the freezer, put it in here, and that will keep your milk chilled while you are on the go. If you are traveling, this freezer block does contain liquid. And so please don't go through an airport with this freezer block without it being frozen. If you do, they will confiscate it, they will take it off you. If it's frozen as you go through security, you will be allowed to travel with it. However, many parents, myself included, have lost these at security when you get to the airport. It's not their fault, they're just doing their job, but it is quite devastating to lose these. So this is what will come in each of the bags along with your bottles. And That way then you can travel with your milk as you need to. And once you're done and once you're finished, you can also use it as a lunch bag with the freezer pack. So there's a great way to keep it going. This is the bag for the pump and style. It's more along the lines of their old pump and style bag, where you would open the front of the bag here and the pump was built into the bag. A little bit of a lower end feel to the bag in comparison to the Freestyle Flex. And in the bag, you are going to have your battery pack. The battery pack that comes with the Freestyle is not designed for it to be a portable pump. It is simply there in a backup of an emergency where you might need to pump, but you don't have power supply. So this will take 8 AA batteries to allow you to be able to pump. But as you can imagine, you're not going to be able to pump for very long with this. So you would end up going through quite a number of batteries. So this is not a rechargeable battery supply unless you are using reusable batteries, but you might need to just double check if they are recommended. And so again, you'll get the freezer bag, you will get the power supply, you'll get the pump, you'll get the bottles. So everything that you see here will come in the bags. And so the bag obviously means that it is easy for transporting. Lots of moms will use the bags additionally as their diaper bag if they need to. So moving along then to the connectors. So if you ever need to replace any of the parts, the good news is that the Freestyle and the Pump and Style both have interchangeable connectors. So online, on our store, here in store, we sell these. They are quite reasonably priced for spare parts. They cost $40. And so if you happen to have a situation where you lose it, you drop it, you forget it, the dog eats it. We had that last week where somebody needed one because the dog ate it. This is what the connectors look like. So if you have to put it together, or if you have to wash it, you have the membrane. This is how you lift it up. There's 2 buttons on either side. You just push and they lift up. And then the membrane, where the indentation, as you can see, will go into the hole. And that is what's going to create your vacuum seal, because pumping is all around vacuum, and without vacuuming, you're not going to get the seal that you need. And if you need to change the size of your breast shield, you just simply take it off. So this is the 21. If you need to size up to the 24, then you just simply take it off and put it in here. So when you're washing, you'll take that apart, and then you'll wash all of those parts individually. So very easy to take apart, quick to dismantle, easy to wash, sterilize as needed, and then put them back together. If you want to double pump with either of these pumps, you simply remove this part from in here, and then it goes in the back of the connector right there. And then you use the bottle to screw in. Quite honestly, your 5-year-old could put those together. They're super easy. So if you do have a 5-year-old, then it's a great idea to get them to do a job for you. So I've mixed them up now because they are actually very, very similar. So this is from the Pump and Style. So when it comes to double pumping or single pumping, you can do both. A double pump can always be a single pump, but a single pump cannot be a double pump. When you are coming to about 6 months of usage of your pump, then you're probably going to find that some of the replacement parts are going to be needed. That is, if you're using it on a daily basis. Both of these pumps are recommended for use on a daily basis. The lifespan of the Pump and Style, so the first one that we showed you, the lifespan of this pump, I'm just going to unplug it. This has a lifespan of 45 minutes of use for 1 year. So the idea being that if you're going to pump 3 times a day for 15 minutes, you would pump for 45 minutes every day for a year. That is the life cycle of this particular pump. So that, I think, is very important information, again, when you're making your decision. That information does come in their booklet, but needless to say, you're only going to get access to that booklet after you have made your purchase. So that might be something to consider when you're trying to decide which pump is suitable, most suitable for your needs. So if it's a first baby that you're having and you want a pump that will do you for your second baby as well, depending on how long you're planning on pumping, then that might be part of your deciding factor. The Freestyle Flex has a lifespan of 250 hours. So depending on how often you are planning to pump, if you're planning to pump regularly, or if you're planning to pump for more than one child, again, this gives you a longer lifespan versus the Freestyle. But again, just something to be aware of when you are making your decision, to take all of these factors into consideration. So I think in a recap, what I can tell you is that the Freestyle Flex does give you the ability to have it be transportable. This is the wrist strap, so you can tie it to your wrist, and it is portable. I would probably suggest making it even more comfortable in terms of portability by using a pumping bra, so that you wear a specifically designed pumping bustier, and you wear that so that you're actually hands-free, as opposed to being where your pump is attached to your wrist and then you're holding the pumps in place. So the pump is portable, it is chargeable, so you do not have to be attached to a power supply. As you can see, when we turned it on, the power supply, the battery life is up here at the top, and it will tell you when it's full and as it's draining down. So when we're looking for life expectancy of a pump, then there are certain factors that will also be needing to be determined. This has the pause option and the start option, which again is beneficial if you need to restart at any point. It is a little bit quieter, and like I said, it does have the 250 hours of lifespan. And then to recap on the pumping style, it can have a battery pack, but they are 8 AA batteries, and so you're not going to get tremendous amount of portability from that. It is very small, it is very compact, it's quite light, but as we discovered earlier, it is quite considerably noisier than we had anticipated it being. And so from that perspective, that to me would be something I would definitely be considering. There is no screen on this pump. It comes with buttons only. And so as you can see, there's 4 teardrops. There is the power button. There is the plus and minus for when you want to plus or minus the suction level. And there is the initiation button. So if you want to change from initiation or expression phase, you simply press that button. So both really in-depth information on both of the pumps for you. I hope that you're going to find this beneficial and helpful in making your decisions. We would love to know which pump you ultimately decided to buy and why. What was your deciding factor? Was it that you got it in a sale? Was it that the pump that was cheapest was the best for you? Was it the pump that had the best lifespan? That was a deciding factor for you. Was it the portability? We would love to know what helped you to make your decision in what pump was right for you. Ultimately, there are many other pumps on the market, and we will be bringing you more videos on more pumps as we get the opportunity to do so. And we would love to hear from you. What videos would you like to see us create and provide for you? I hope that you have found this helpful. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. We would love to see that from you. And if you have been enjoying our videos and would like to be notified when we have new videos, please hit that subscribe button and join along on our journey. Our next video will be released right here on YouTube on Thursday morning at 11:15. So we will see you on the next video. Until then, take care, have a great day. Bye-bye.